What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about B3 base token today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at about 0033 right now. 7 hours, 34 minutes left in the day on this, the 18th of April. You've got a nice double bottom setup here. Yes, you do. Absolutely, you do. We love a nice bottom, man. This is a good little V here, and maybe you're getting set up for the U. This could be some kind of Adam and Eve. I wonder. Let's actually look and see. Is it an Adam and Eve? That's my cat. If you hear him meowing, he's just saying hello. It looks like it could be an Adam and Eve pattern, yeah. Yeah, come here, buddy. Looking at this, looking at the daily time frame here, this bullish divergence is real, man. It's honestly for serial. It's for serious. Absolutely, it is. Low here, higher low here, bouncing off the oversold zone. Low here, lower low there. That is bullish divergence, bouncing off the oversold zone. Very powerful setup. I wouldn't be surprised in the least, you guys, if base. If B3, I say base, but B3, if it was on the path of going back up to this area where this downward sloping movement started. If we're looking at the current price, I said downslot because it's like onslaught, but downslot. I'm like, why do I want to say downslot? That we're talking about a move that's going to be like 70%, 80%, maybe more than that. You absolutely could. It's not uncommon at all with these kind of movements where you see this like W shape to go above where the W began. So 100% move, 80% move, 70% move, something like that's on the way, at least I think. And beyond that, of course, obviously beyond that, I think the base has a lot more growth to go. Or B3, sorry, it says base. That's why I say base, but it's B3. Okay, there's people that were a part of base, that were part of Coinbase that constructed this, but B3, it's a different thing. It's not base. I don't know why it says base, right? I think it only says base on Coinbase. Does it say? It doesn't say base on here. It's B3. I never hear them say base whenever they talk about it. Base here, I mean, maybe, I don't know. But I'm just going to call it B3. Or I'll probably call it base because I'm confused. Anyways, from a high to a low, when it comes time to retracing, right, immediately I think you will see this 382. That makes sense, actually, right, that you would go up to this area. It's very common with the 382 to go just above it on the first interaction, just above it here, after forming your high to low retracement, right? Yes, you interacted with it back here, but you didn't have the low yet. So this would constitute as your first interaction, okay? And then from there, you find resistance. You come back and find support at the 236. Who could ever think of such a thing? Finding support at a prior area of support, finding resistance at a prior area of resistance. It's almost like it makes sense. And then let alone with the fibs, 382 to 236, very common maneuver to make when you're working your way up to your golden ratio. So what we're getting at ultimately is that from the current price, you're not just working your way up to about 100% move, an 80% move, whatever it is around here. You're not just doing that. You're likely on your way to price that is going to be around 1 cent by the end of this endeavor. I think that by the end of April, if not very early May, you could and will be up at about a cent, and on your way, on your merry little way to new all-time highs, right? Your minimum target, your minimum expectation from here is about a 9.7x, and absolutely, I think that you'll crush that. I think that you could see higher prices, 4.2 cents, 6.2 cents, somewhere around there. That's anything from like a 12x to potentially an 18x move. You could see more growth than that, but let's hold the horses with these crazy gains already because we haven't seen new all-time highs. We don't know how you perform yet. We don't even know if you're going to perform. For all we know, base could be a dead project and it just goes, or B3, damn it, it's just going to go to zero. I don't think it is. I've actually been looking into it a little bit more, and if we go on x.com here, maybe we can find some stuff. By the way, fuck this guy. B3, a little freaking douchebag. Anyways, I'm not trying to get political or anything, and that shouldn't be political. It's just I don't think. You know what? Well, on the note of this, real quick, you guys realize yesterday, it was yesterday or the day before at the press conference for this guy, his parents, and I've seen a lot of people get upset about this, but they haven't pointed out the very obvious thing. Okay, so his parents called out the dad of the victim, right? If you don't know who this is by now, that's okay. But essentially, this kid stabbed another kid in the heart, and now he's famous for it, and he's not in jail. He's actually out on bond right now, but things haven't been settled. But there's a press conference, and his parents were upset that the dad of the victim, the dad of the boy that he stabbed in the heart and killed, that this guy stabbed in the heart and killed, his dad was there at the press conference, and the parents were upset, and the lawyer said that this is despicable, this is disgusting behavior, how dare you be here? And I just thought that the dots connected in my head immediately. You mean to tell me, hold up now, that the dad was in the wrong place, he was in the wrong section, and he was told that he was in the wrong place and that he shouldn't be there, and he was asked to leave. And you're telling me that all that happened and the dad left and nobody got stabbed in the heart? That's a wild concept, isn't it? Right? Do you see the dots I'm connecting there? Because that's essentially what happened with this guy. But the irony is ridiculous, guys. But let's get away from this, okay? I'm just saying, isn't it? Like, I think that's the whole point. I think I don't know this guy. I don't know anything about these people, but I wonder if that's some ironic play that you did there, if you did that intentionally. The dad of the victim going there and literally saying, like, literally just sitting there being told you're in the wrong place, you're not allowed to be here, and then leaving peacefully, not stabbing someone in the heart. What a wild concept that is. And if he didn't do that intentionally, it's irony is wicked, man. Anyways, back to work here. I'm sorry I got so distracted, but it was right there. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about it, but here we are anyways. I had to connect the dots. A lot of people are missing the dots that are super obvious to connect there. And whatever, if you support him, you're probably not a good person, or you just, I don't know. But if you don't support him, that doesn't necessarily make you a good person. At least just makes you not irrational. But anyways, B3 here is going to the Respawn Onchain Gaming Investor Summit, April 16th. They posted this. They're making updates all the time. They're going to be in Dubai for a week. Yes, I'm assuming that this token summit, there might be some big things coming on. B3 also might attract the interest of outside investors, institutional players, angel investors, VCs, whatever, with these kind of events, right? These events are where people with money go to find the next big thing, right? And B3 is going to be a part of that. And B3 has actually they've been featured on a couple of podcasts and stuff, or what's the word, YouTuber channels, stuff like that. They've been putting their name out there, so they're doing work even down here at the lows. They're still very much working on this project, and I think that it's in its baby stages. I think that it has a lot of room to grow. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but here at the literal all-time lows, it's a great time to buy. The market cap here, if we're looking at B3, and I'm not going into super detail with this, right? You can just look at B3's X page if you want, and just go ahead and scroll through anything that you find is important there. But if we look at B3 here, you're at a $70 million market cap. Now, while you're being boring, while you're doing absolutely nothing with yourself, it's been about a week and a half that you've just been moving sideways here at your all-time low area. You're still maintaining 10% volume in a 24-hour period. That's not bad, man. That's actually really good. Low volume is what is most cryptos would find as desirable levels of volume. Most cryptos don't even have half this volume. And you've got it here at your all-time lows. I'm thinking that there's some accumulation going on. I'm thinking that this thing is going to rip whenever it comes time. And it's a very short time from now. I think that within the next week, we will see prices back at above 0.006. And then within the next couple of weeks, by the midpoint of May, I would expect that we're at 1 cent or beyond. You could even be at 1 cent by the end of April. And certainly in May, in June, we're going to exceed to new all-time highs. I don't know how high you'll be by the end of June, but I'm thinking at least somewhere around like 4.2 cents, at least there, if not as high as 6 cents by the end of June. That's the expectation, or higher. Sure, you could go all the way up to 10 cents. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it's possible, man. I mean, you really could see some phenomenal growth. You've got a very low market cap here, and there's clearly some interest being had even at these levels. So I can't imagine what kind of interest will be had whenever price goes up, right? There's always more interest when the price goes up. So if there's interest here at the boring times, you bet your sweet you-know-whats that there will be interest in the exciting times. But enough of that. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. Bullish divergence here, finding support at the oversold zone. Double bottom look. It's perfect. It looks really great. 4-hour RSI looking good as well, coming out of the oversold area. What I don't like is that you're getting oversold and you're not getting overbought, but all in all, you do have bullish divergence showing. You're moving down without volume picking up, and it looks like volume's picking up on these pumps, so there's definitely some acquisition going on here. I haven't bought any B3. If I don't buy it here, I probably won't buy any, but if I was to buy, the only thing is my money's kind of tied up in some other stuff right now that I think has more potential to grow over the short term. But B3 is at a much more suitable price. I don't know. If I do end up buying some, I'll let you guys know here on x.com, okay? At Chris Harris 85. That's me. You can follow me there. I think that is a I will post if I think that it's a good time to buy, or if I do buy, I'm sorry. I will let you guys know if I buy, like I do anytime I buy, right? I just sold some cookie. I traded some cookie yesterday. I'll let you know whenever I buy. Anytime that I buy or sell, it's on here. So if you want to follow me for that, you can. But I'll also let you guys know on YouTube if and when I buy. I'll let you guys know here, but it's just I'll let you know there first. So haven't bought any yet. I want to. I'm very... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm very deployed in the markets right now, and I'm happy with the bags I have. I don't want to take money away from anything that I'm holding just because I'm interested in this. I really do believe everything I'm saying. I really do believe that it's going to see new all-time highs, and I believe that you're about to rip up to over half a cent here. You're going to see like 100% move over the coming days, probably by the end of this month, if not even beyond that. You could be all the way up at 1 cent by the end of this month of April, let alone the early parts of May. And I believe all of that, but I want to hold on to my Onyx coins. I want to hold on to my cookie DAOs, my compounds, my manas, my Bitcoin cashes. I don't want to sell them, and I'm fully deployed right now. So if B3 can hold off for like the next week, if we can hold off really for like 5 days or so, I got a check coming in. Maybe I'll throw some in there. But if it takes off beforehand, and I think that it will, I might just have to say sayonara to this thing. Wave as it takes off without me. You know, it's like a cruise ship going on a voyage, and you're down at the dock waving, being like, I wish I was on that cruise, but hey, you guys have fun, you know. Anyways, I got nothing else to say. I'm just talking at this point. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. And seriously, fuck that guy, Carmelo. You're just a terrible person. All right, bye bye.